Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. In today's video, I'd like to do something that's a little bit different. I want to share with you guys my whole entire Pokemon card collection. I've been collecting Pokemon cards for 10 years now. Well, started collecting Pokemon cards again because obviously I collected Pokemon cards when I was a very young wee little lad, and I stopped collecting as I grew up and I discovered my love again for Pokemon cards around 10 years ago. It's been an absolute wild journey. I've seen the ups and downs in the hobby, and honestly, I'm still excited to collect every single new set. Even now, after 10 years, I still get excited when I see brand new cool sets being announced as I was 10 years ago. So in today's video, I'd like to share with you guys my whole entire collection. And to do that, I would like to share with you through the Collector app. I've been a long-time user and fanatic for the Collector app. I absolutely love it. It is an app made by collectors for collectors. So when the guys over at the Collector app reach out to me and ask if I could do an integration with the Collector app, I thought this would be an excellent way to showcase my whole entire collection for you guys through the app so you guys can see every single item inside of my collection. And if you'd like to see my whole entire collection for yourself, you can click the link down in the description to see every single item I have inside of my Collector showcase. And of course, I implore you to sign up to Collector yourself. Check out the app. It's a wonderful app that allows you to scan all kinds of cool Pokemon cards and other products. They are constantly adding new items from Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, whatever other card games that you guys play, you can probably track your cards and collectibles on the Collector app. And it's a wonderful way to showcase your whole entire collection, just like I've been doing for a long time now. And you can keep following me on the Collector app because you can see every single items that I add, every single item that I remove, and you can see how my collection grows over time. Looking at my whole entire collection showcase, it says my current collection value is currently sitting at around $133,000, which is kind of insane. It honestly gives me a little bit of heartburn knowing the value of my collection. I know a lot of people think that I care a lot about the value of my collection. It does worry me to a certain extent knowing, you know, the value of some of the stuff I have behind me. And obviously if we had a house fire and all this burned down, then it would be detrimental to my family knowing that we are out $100K that I could use towards my kids' college fund. If there was ever a medical emergency, if someone ever needed help in my family, then yes, I would absolutely sell off a piece of my collection to support some of those things. At the end of the day, that's what my collection is for. I'm willing to part with it for my family. So knowing the value of my collection is kind of nice. It is something that I keep in the back of my mind. It says that my collection has gone up by $15,000 in value over the past 6 months, which is really, really cool to track. And that doesn't mean that the value of my collection has gone up. It also means I've added items to my collection that also increases the value. Don't just think this is the same showcase from 6 months ago. I've added items to my collection over the past 6 months. All right, looking at some of the cards inside of my collection has grown a lot, but there's a ton of modern cards inside of it. Some of the cards that I've recently added to my collection includes a lot of full art trainer cards. We got the Sleepy Bulbasaur boy right there from Stellar Crown, a really, really cool card. We got ourselves the Squirtle, which apparently is a little bit more popular than the Bulbasaur. But you can see I also have some sealed products inside of my collection. I got an Arceus V figure collection. I think that's in the background somewhere. I think it might be somewhere in the background. Yes, I see the Arceus V collection actually in my showcase. And now I see some of the Unigaba cards. Really, really cool, awesome cards. The whole entire, all of them, except we're missing the Umbreon. I think the Umbreon is slightly more expensive than all of the other ones, so it's not showcased at the exact same spot as all the other cards. We also have the Pikachu Unigaba cards. Still some full art trainers. We got Green's Exploration, great looking cards. And you can start seeing, I collect a lot of Pikachu promo cards. This started around, I would say 7 years ago. There was just a bunch of really cool Pikachu promo cards from the XY era. There was always been a ton of Pikachu promo cards, but I think around the XY era, which was around 7 years ago, there was just a ton of really cool Pikachu promo cards, and I really started to collect a lot of them. So Poncho Pikachu's, Kanazawa Pikachu was my card of the year for the year that it was released. And you can see I have a lot of Pikachu cards. It says here I have 3 151 booster boxes inside of my collection. That's really funny. I think I might have a couple more than that, but those cards are constantly being given away. I give away a lot of booster boxes. Same with VMAX Climax. We got V-Star Universe. So a ton of Japanese booster boxes. I love my Japanese booster boxes, especially the high class boxes. They're really, really solid. And you're starting to see a couple of sealed products that I really enjoy. The Shining Legends pin collection. We got the Sword and Shield figure collection. That's another box that's in the background. We got the Pokemon World's Champion deck. That's also in the background. You can probably see it right over there. If not, that's okay. And a couple of ETBs. I actually don't have a large ETB collection, but I do have one Champions Path Elite Trainer box. Just something to remember that era by. We also have tons of Japanese promo cards. So as I'm scrolling up, you can start to see a lot of the items that I collect. I collect 4 trainer cards. I collect Pikachu promo cards. I collect just really awesome sealed products that I can display. That's usually my go-to items to collect. If an item looks super cool to display, that's the sort of item that I'm going to be collecting. A lot of the sealed products that I have are not random sealed products just because I think they go up in value. Sometimes I have a sealed products like this Legends of Johto GX Premium Collection box, which I do think is also in the background. It's a little bit higher up. You can't see it in this showcase, but it is up there. And that's just an item that I have because I think it's a super cool display item. It features Entei, Suicune, and Raikou, a giant promo card version of them. So super awesome box to display. And I also started collecting one of every single booster box. This wasn't really a thing that I did when I started Pokemon card collecting, so that's why I don't have a lot of booster boxes sealed from the XY era. And honestly, I don't really feel the need to go back and pick up all of those XY boxes like Furious Fist or Breakthrough. I don't really have those booster boxes inside of my collection, but I started collecting one of every single booster box because I had the income to. Remember, 10 years ago, I was a broke college student, so I really couldn't afford to pick up one of every single booster box. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't do it. But obviously, I have some additional expendable income now, so one of every single booster box, sure. It's something nice that I think I can go back and look at and remember some of these fun sets with, because I have a team up booster box, I have an Unbroken Bonds booster box, and that's just something that I can showcase and really, really enjoy inside of my collection. And I do have one copy of the Pikachu Great Felt Hat. I don't know how rumors spread that a couple of people out there, they seem to die hard think I have like 30 copy of this Great Felt Hat Pikachu. I think it's a really cool card to have one of. I don't think it really needs to have more of than that. So I can actually click on the Pikachu with Great Felt Hat card, and you can see the price on the card's actually been really, really climbing, which kind of makes sense because it's completely out of stock now. There's no additional copy added to the market. There's still a ton of copies of it out there. It's one of the most heavily graded PSA 10 copies ever. So if you want a copy of it, you can find it right there. And if you want to check it out on the collector's app, you can see the raw price. You can see the graded prices between PSA, BGS, CGC, and you can even see the population report, which I think is super cool. And according to the collector app, it says there's 30,000 PSA 10. So that's a ton of PSA 10 copies of the Great Felt Hat out there, which is cool. It's a super cool card. I think you should have one copy of it inside your collection, but I'm not really talking about whether it's going up or down. That's just a cool card to have. Cards go up in value all the time, and I don't really need to talk about every single one of them that goes up. We got ourselves some EV Heroes products, still more booster boxes, still more Pikachu promo cards. So I'm going a little bit faster now, but you guys can go through my whole entire showcase as well if you ever want to see all the cards I have in detail. I do get DMs by people sometimes saying, hey, I saw you have this card inside of your showcase. Would you be willing to trade or sell it to me? And sometimes I do make trades with other people, so it's interesting to see what they'll bring up. And then we have some, we got the Sylveon VMAX from Evolving Skies. That's one of my favorite cards from Evolving Skies. And once we start going to, I would say, the $300 to $400, you start to see a lot of the premium items that I have inside of my collection, because a lot of the items we've showcased right now really don't add up to the total value of my collection. If all I showcased were the items so far, there's no way we would even make it close to 100K. But you can start seeing some really cool items on my showcase now. We got base set booster packs. I still have some vintage base set booster packs. Not a ton of them because I don't feel the need to collect a ton of that. But you can see some of my favorite items. The Japan Post Beauty Looking Back Pikachu. I still have a couple of the sealed Japan Post stamp box. I think those are super cool. I have the Sightseer full art. I have the Lycia full art. Once again, I collect a lot of full art trainer cards. We got a special delivery Bidoof, a super cool card that a viewer of this channel actually sent me a code card for. So I really appreciate that. That's super awesome of you that you did that. I still have a couple of booster boxes of Evolving Skies. I think I did a video a long time ago saying the most booster boxes that I carry, especially of English booster box, would have been Evolving Skies at the time. I usually have 1, maybe 2 booster boxes sealed, but for Evolving Skies, I picked up 4, which is an extraordinary amount of sealed booster boxes for me at the time. So yeah, ton of those. And here we have my One Piece item. I have blue bottom booster boxes of Romance Dawn, which is the base set of the One Piece trading card game. A YouTuber friend of mine got me into One Piece, and I absolutely agree with him. It's a really solid trading card game, and it's super fun. And here you start seeing, I actually have a couple more booster boxes right now. I have a booster box case of Astral Radiance and a booster box case of Brilliant Stars. I picked these up because I was planning on doing some pack openings and giveaways with them, but that idea never came to fruition. So now I just have a booster box case of each of those sets, and we'll see what that goes. These are the only booster box cases I have inside of my collection. So it'll definitely be interesting to see where they go. And at this point, we are now reaching the $1,000 plus mark, where a lot of these items are going for over $1,000 now. We got the Mario Pikachu, the chibi version of them, the Luigi Pikachu, which is apparently a little bit more expensive than the Mario Pikachu, which is kind of neat. That's kind of rare. So if I check that out, I can actually view sold listings of the Luigi Pikachu, which I think is super cool. And I can see a recent Luigi Pikachu in a PSA 10 sold for a higher price than the Mario Pikachu. That's super cool, and you can do that on this app. I use the collector app for all of my tracking needs, and it is super awesome to use. Once you start reaching the $2,000, $3,000 price point, now you're seeing some of the big ticket items inside of my collection, because obviously the oldest item inside of my collection, the older items at least, are going to be the most expensive ones. And because I started collecting 10 years ago, and I really started to get serious about Pokemon card collecting right after college and had expendable income, you can start to see, oh yeah, that's where Jake's journey really started. A lot of the items inside of my collection, the most expensive items, came out around 6 or 7 years ago when I became super serious about Pokemon card collecting, about actually keeping some stuff sealed that I really wanted to display inside of my collection. I still have a sealed box of the Mega Charizard Poncho Pikachu, the Rayquaza Poncho Pikachu box, the Pokecune booster box. I have PSA 10 versions of the Luigi Pikachu, the Scream promo Pikachu, the Mimikyu Scream promos, and you can start seeing a lot of the rare items that I have inside of my collection, the most expensive items, were items from 7 or 8 years ago. So depending on where you are as a Pokemon card collector, that's when you can see some of those price points where the items that you have that are the oldest, are the rarest, are actually the items when you started your Pokemon card collecting journey. So it all really depends on who you are as a Pokemon card collector and when you start collecting. And once you reach the top of my collection, you can see the most expensive items inside of my collection include some of the Poncho boxes, the Mario Pikachu, as well as my copy of Skyridge Charizard, which is, I'm not much of a Charizard collector, but I think it's pretty cool that that's the most expensive item inside of my collection. When I picked it up way back when, it was way cheaper than that, but times have changed. It's obviously a super cool card. Even though I'm not a Charizard collector, this specific Charizard means a lot to me because it's a super cool art, and it really resonates with me as a Pikachu collector because I would say this Charizard is almost an honorary Pikachu card because of the artist who drew it. He is a very prominent artist in the Pikachu community. Koki Saito has drawn a ton of art for a bunch of different Pikachu. And that's why I have this Skyridge Charizard inside of my collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this journey with me where I get to showcase my whole entire collection. Like I said, if you want to see my whole entire collection, you can click the link down in the description and check out the collector app for yourself, because I definitely want you guys to try out this app. Check them out. They absolutely deserve the love. They've been working really hard on it. And it's honestly a great app for me as a Pokemon card collector, because sometimes when I'm at a convention, I can easily take out the collector app, scan a card, see the price on it immediately, and know whether I want to pick it up and add it to my collection or not. And as I said, it's a great way to show off your collection. So check them out and tell them Jake sent you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'll see you guys next time.